Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Rich Cool Dude YouTube channel. So, I know I'm supposed to work on my new Minecraft series, but I didn't. But the reason why is because I have like zero ideas for the series. Also, I'm just going through life. But this is a new series I'm doing called TV Talk, where I talk about episodes of TV shows over Halo gameplay. And at the end of every episode, I talk about scripture that correlates to the theme, aka the message of the episode or the episode itself, if the episode doesn't have a message. Now, the first show I'm going to talk about is a show called 101 Dalmatians the series. For context, 101 Dalmatians the series is a show that aired from 1997 to 1998 based off of the 101 Dalmatians franchise and the novel that the franchise was based off of. Sadly, not a lot of people know that the show exists, which is sad, because the show deserves more recognition. So, if you're looking for a video slash videos about this show, welcome to the wild ride of videos about the show, because we are going to go over almost every single episode about this show. Now, the reason why I say almost every episode and not every single episode is because the episodes I'm going to cover are the ones that I think people should know about. Also, because some episodes are not relevant to what I'm discussing. So today we're going to go over the first episode I saw of the show, which is called Home is Where the Bark Is. Now, before I start, if you had not seen the show or this specific episode yet, there will be spoilers. So I'll give you 10 seconds to click off this video so you can take a look at the show for yourself, which you can find on Disney Plus. The 10 seconds will start on ready, set, go. 10, 9, 27, 7, 43, 2, 0, 100, 75 trillion, 15. So if you're still watching this video because you have seen this show slash this episode before, or you want to spoil yourself, time to talk about the episode. The episode starts out with Nanny walking the dogs in the city. Then someone steals Nanny's purse. Then Nanny and the dogs stop him, and it's a happy ending. Just kidding, the episode just started. It then cuts to the apartment where Roger and Anita live. The dogs are having dinner, and this is where we really meet our main cast. This is Lucky. I hate him because he is super prideful. This is Catpig. She's a panic-cure girly king. And this is Rolly. You can obviously tell his main character trait by the amount of food he has in his bowl. We find out that Roger and Anita are claiming ownership of a farm and make the spontaneous decision to move there. Three characters are having none of this, though. Can you guess who? A. Three random people. B. Lucky Catpig and Rolly. Or C. Three random people. If you guessed B, you are correct. And if you guessed the three other options, you need to get your eyes checked. As for Lucky, Cadpig, and Rolly, they are upset because they did not want to leave the house. Then this happens.
Let me make myself perfectly clear. We are not moving.
As a friend of mine once said, they're moving. When Lucky, Cadpig, and Rolly arrive at the farm, they hate it already. Then we get to meet some new characters, and most of them are absolute jerks. Meet this guy, I don't know his name. Meet Mayor Pig and Dumpling. I hate them both. And you will eventually find out why when we keep watching episodes of this show. And now you are probably thinking, oh, they moved to a farm and we got to meet some new characters. This is looking like a great show. Yay! Not so fast. What? Why? Because we meet a new challenger. Cruella de Vil. Cruella de Vil then gives them a cake to welcome Roger and Anita to the countryside. Then Rolly absolutely devours the cake she had brought as shown here. Thank you, Disney, for lying to a generation of children by making them think that their already obese dog can eat chocolate. It turns out Cruella de Vil is actually trying to buy the farm off of them because the farm is near her house and she was trying to get rid of them. When Roger turns down the offer, Cruella then walks toward her car. When Cruella is stepping in the car, Lucky, Catpig, and Rolly then think in the lines of, this is not going to end well. When Cruella de Vil is in her car, and is just about to drive off, She says right out loud that she will hatch a scheme to take the farm from them. Cruella then leaves. The next day, Lucky, Cadpig, and Rolly are sleep deprived because they could not handle all the noises that were going on all night. Don't they hear noises in the city anyway? Anyway, Lucky, Cadpig, and Rolly then think, I've absolutely had it. Let's ditch everyone and go back to the city. So they ditch the farm, hop on a boat, and head to the city. When they arrive at the city, Cruella then hunts them down, trying to kidnap them. The dogs barely escape Cruella and head for the house. When they get inside, they remember what it was like to live there, even though they just moved out a day ago. But because the dogs are inside the house, Cruella locks the door and holds them hostage. Cruella makes a ransom note made out of dry clean only fabric to Roger and Anita, demanding the farm in exchange for the dogs. She hires two henchmen to send the ransom note to Roger and Anita, which means we get to meet two more new characters. These two, who me and that same friend of mine from earlier like to call Mario and Luigi. When Roger and Anita receive the ransom note, Roger calls the local sheriff. The sheriff does nothing about it because Cruella bribed him. Then the dogs find out that life in the house is now terrible. The next morning, the dogs try to escape but fail. Then Lucky says this.
This feels very familiar.
Wow, what an original plot. But the dogs eventually manage to escape and head to the dock. When the dogs head to the dock, we meet another new character, a Scottish or Irish dog that we may never see again after this episode. When Lucky, Cadpig, and Rolly are back at the farm, they find out that life on the farm isn't so bad after all. And then the episode ends. Now, the theme I can draw from this episode is home is not a building. Now, you are probably thinking, what does that even mean? Well, it means that home is not centered around a building. Heaven is your home. There is a verse that talks about this, where we know that if the tent that is our earthly home is destroyed, we have a building from God, a house not made with hands, eternal in the heavens. 2 Corinthians 5:1. Like how Lucky, Cadpig, and Rolly did not want to leave the house because they thought their home was only the house. So when they arrived at the farm, they kept running into excuses on why it was bad. Hence, they left the farm to go back to the house, but when they arrived at the house, they realized it was not as good as they once perceived. Here on Earth is okay, I guess, but heaven is a trillion times better. So that was today's video on 101 Dalmatians the series. Thank you so much for watching this episode of TV Talk. It was really worth the effort of me making this video, especially because barely anyone talks about the show, and because it is my first time doing something like this. Thank you all so much for watching, and remember, may God be with you, and be blessed by Him.